Today is a very special day because I'm going to introduce you to my toads. So first, here's my daughter, Hubert. She's very large and the most beautiful creature you've ever seen in your entire life. She's very good-natured and never does anything she's not supposed to. She always sits and watches and keeps a lookout in case anything bad should ever happen. Look at those eyes. What knowledgeable, beautiful eyes. One cool thing you'll notice about Hubert is that she's very powerful. She has the ability to tame the 7 seas and set aside the laws of man, but she keeps herself extremely restrained. She knows what's good and what's not good, and that there is a time and a place for everything. So that's Hubert. Quite the contrary to Hubert, we have Harold. And though she may look small and unassuming, she is actually probably the most dangerous creature on the face of this entire planet. You see, Hubert was put here to keep Harold in check, because without that structure and without that order, Harold could, will, and has killed in the past. And you might not believe it, but Harold has enough force and power inside of her and the motivation to cause a post-apocalyptic scenario. And we can't have that happening, so Hubert's here to keep her in check. Another thing about these two ladies that you'll notice is that they're very similar in appearance. It might be hard to tell them apart at first glance if you don't know what you're looking at. But with a few tips and tricks, you can very quickly and very easily learn to differentiate them at a glance. You see, Harold has these thick bands that run down along either side of her head. And this is representative of both the force and the power needed to keep her terrible, terrible demonic energy in line. Hubert, on the other hand, has very small, very thin, fractured-like lines. This might be a bit of a trick. This might be intended to confuse an enemy. And it is in fact how Hubert defeated Harold in the first battle of the 7 Nights that lasted for 22 days and 22 nights, very much contrary to its name. You see, Hubert has the power to stop time, but that's besides the point, because Harold did not realize, just from looking at her, how much power is actually hidden behind these lines. So much of it stored. A very, very useful and tactful deceit necessary when trying to keep this one from causing a worldwide uprising. So that's Hubert, and that's Harold, and those are my 2 ladies. And sometimes in the dead of night, you might come in here and you might see Harold creating a summoning circle. On multiple occasions, she's tried to suppress or even detain Hubert's power, but Hubert is much too strong for her, so I assure you we all have nothing to worry about. Nothing bad will ever happen while Hubert is here to watch and keep track of this small, evil creature. Alright, thanks for taking a look. Thanks for learning about my ladies, and thanks for telling them they're beautiful. They know they're beautiful, but just hearing it makes them really happy. I mean, look at this face. How would you ever upset someone so sweet and so small? Okay. All right. Thank you. Goodbye.